So what do you do if you run into an ex-narcissist or an ex-toxic person that used to be in your life and has caused a lot of upheaval on an emotional and potentially also physical level? What do you do? So I've seen this question come up quite a lot, and I wanted to record a video for you to give you some tips and maybe even to give you an excuse to do nothing, because in a lot of the circumstances, that is precisely the answer, is to do nothing. Just keep moving forward, keep doing whatever it is that you've been doing, and don't worry about this person. Because a lot of the times we have been taught that we need to address this person, that we need to do something, that we need to drop what we're doing and give all of our attention to this person. And that is absolutely false. And in fact, your attention is the most valuable thing you possess when it comes to interactions with other people. So you want to guard it. And a lot of the time, if you are coming from, let's say, a codependent family or a narcissistic family, usually they come together. They're kind of like the opposite end of the same spectrum. Or if you've been in abusive relationships or an abusive work environment, you are taught, it's a habit, you are taught to drop everything and give all of yourself, all of your attention to this other person and do what it is that they want. So what you want to do is start practicing breaking this habit. And one of the things you can do is actually use your daily circumstance to practice moving down your vector line and not dropping things, whatever it is that you're doing and putting all of your attention on another person. This is the habit we want to unlearn. This is something I'm actively teaching my clients in the support group that I have created, to use your awareness to shift your attention onto what's important to you. So I'm going to get deeper into this topic, but before I do, I want to stop for a moment and tell you about this incredibly fascinating, beautiful retreat that I have put together with a team of wonderful women that will take place in the fall of this year, 2023, in Sicily, Italy. I have recorded a video that dives deeper into the program of what it is that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to link it down to this video, underneath this video, and also you can see it in the cards, in a link up in the corner of this video. So I want to invite you, this is for women, so I want to be clear, but I want to invite you to come and join us. This will be once in a lifetime experience. I've never done anything like this before, where we're going to be actually diving into the process of starting with the trauma, sort of, starting at the dark place and then moving into light within a 1 week span. Of course, that doesn't mean that you're going to leave transformed, although on some level I know that you will, but you're going to learn so many tools to then bring home with you and continue practicing, moving down towards, again, the path of your dreams, which is ultimately what it is that we want to do. And again, pulling your attention away from the narcissist and from toxic people, from toxic habits, from toxic practices, from things that do not bring value into your life, and putting them back on you and your authenticity. So I want to invite you to join us. If you have questions about this, you can email me or you can email Aneta, whose email will be attached down below this video as well. So let's get into this, right? So let's say there's a scenario that you have not seen this person for some time, and then suddenly they appear in your field of vision while you are busy doing something. It could be running into a coworker, it could be running into your ex, it could be running into a family member. And usually the first thing that happens is you have a visceral reaction. Your central nervous system is spiking. So your heart might be beating faster, your breath becomes more shallow, you are having like something akin to a panic attack. If this is something that happens, I want you to know that it is 100% normal and to be expected. You can have this reaction after years, after decades of not seeing that person. Again, the body remembers and it's going to do its thing. It has to do its thing. It's been evolutionarily programmed to react this way to protect you. So what you want to do is, rather than, adding fear to an already fearful reaction and going, oh no, what does this mean? What am I going to do? Oh my gosh, this is wrong. I thought I was healed. I thought I was cured. instead of doing that, which is a tendency, what you want to do is, oh, thank you. Thank you, my sweet, lovely body, for wanting to protect me, because that's what this is a protective mechanism. And you also, the other thing you don't want to do is over-interpret this reaction or over-analyze it and go like, why is this happening? I thought, again, like I've done 6 years of therapy. Why am I feeling this way, right? No, this has nothing to do with how you feel about this person. This is very visceral, very deep, this is subconscious, or maybe even unconscious level of response. So don't question it, don't worry about it, just acknowledge it. And what I do in these circumstances, when I get different kinds of reactions from my body, is I just go like, this is so interesting. What did I think before this happened? Because in my case, at least now in my life, it's not so much that I'm running into narcissistic people from my past, because a lot of them are overseas, but it's more like I'm just getting these spikes sort of out of nowhere. It could be a thought, it could be something I see. These are like little teeny tiny flashbacks that keep showing up, even though, again, for me, it's been like 7 years since doing this work, but they still keep happening. And rather than going like, oh no, I just go like, this is so interesting. Okay, I'm noticing what my body is doing. I'm giving it the attention. Generally, this is in this HPA axis. So hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal. There's a little bit of an adrenaline or norepinephrine release. And I just go like, okay, this is interesting. What is it doing? Okay, it's narrowing my blood vessels. That's usually what happens. And that spikes your heartbeat. Just go like, interesting. Okay, what can I do to calm myself down and send a signal of safety to my body? I can breathe slower. I can slow down my walking. I can look around at where I am. These are the kind of actions we can do that will signal to the body that we're fine, that it can chill. And it may take it a minute or 2 or 3 or an hour to come down. Again, don't panic. Don't add fuel to the fire. Just acknowledge it. Don't overinterpret it. It is just a mechanism. It's old. It's from the old part of our brain. That does not mean that on the cognitive side, the newer part of the brain, you haven't done the work. You've done the work. You're already attached to this person. Or maybe there is a little bit of a trauma bond still left there. That's okay. It doesn't need to be 100% done for you to shift your attention and start working on your life being amazing. You can have some residue. That's fine. Just look at it and just go, oh my God, that's interesting. Okay. All right. I think that's enough on this. So that's probably the first thing that will happen. The second thing that may happen is you may feel the need, the urge. Again, it's a habit that shows up. Also wired into the nervous system that needs to be changed, that needs to be unlearned, to do something, okay? To walk up to this person, to smile at this person, to wave at this person, all of which you can, of course, do. But the nice thing about having the brain that we do with a lot of space in between is in between the neurons, meaning that the cortex, in the cortex we have a mechanism that's been put in that gives us the opportunity to step back from the situation and think about it for a moment, to have that space between an experience and a response. Use that. We're not instinctual like reptiles, for example, where something happens and they immediately respond. That's kind of what this earlier mechanism that I described is. But in the newer part of the brain, it gives us this spatial and temporal ability to pause, okay? So have this minute to pause, have a second and ask yourself, do I really need to do this, right? And I would like you to start practicing this when you are in your environment and being pulled towards doing all sorts of things. It could be being at a grocery store and reaching for that pack of chips or for that chocolate or something. Do I really want to do this? Is this in my best interest? Right? The more you practice this with neutral things and people, the more prepared you'll be to have this thought while you are, in an environment where someone from your past is showing up in your field of vision. So ask yourself, Is this something I want to do? Is this something I have to do? No, you don't. The response is almost always, no, you don't. So you can keep moving forward. Okay, let's say you were meeting this person while you're walking to your car. Keep going to your car. You can also pretend you didn't see them, even though you caught them in a field of vision. I've done that before. I just looked away. I don't feel like talking to this person. I'm going to look away. It's okay. Look, guys, it's completely okay. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't mean that you're going to be condemned by the Almighty. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means you want some peace of mind and you are protecting your internal space. And so you have the right to do that. Let's say that you bump into this person in such a way that some interaction is going to have to happen. Keep it very brief. Keep it free of emotions. I know this can be hard if your body is spiking. Just breathe, and you can take your mind onto something that's a cool trick, onto something that's happening. Let's say over there. Let's say you're seeing a mother with a child, doing something, giving a child some water. Give your attention there. It's going to shift the way your body is communicating to this person, meaning that you're not giving them all of your attention, and your emotions are not being spiked because of them. You're looking at something else, okay? And you're also communicating to them that they're not interesting to you, and also there's nothing very interesting happening in your life either, because one thing you don't want to do, even though you may be having a time of your life, you just got a great new job, you're really happy, you met someone, you're in a new relationship, you're going on a trip, anything, you don't want to share that because that's going to attract the narcissist to you, and you don't want their attention. So do something that deflates the attention. Be very blah. Okay, some people call it gray rock or yellow rock. I think there are many different rocks now that are circulating. Just be blah. Hi, how are you? What are you doing? What are you up to? I'm just actually, I'm kind of late. I gotta go. Okay, find any excuse to keep moving forward. Now, let's say that this person is really engaged you in a conversation and there's just no way to escape. Like, what are you doing? What have you up to? Be brief and don't give long explanations. So say, I've just been really busy. Things are good. I've been very busy. Keep it neutral. Don't say that things have been bad, even though maybe they have been, or that you're in a lot of pain, even though you may have been. That's something you tell your best friend or your family member or your coach or your therapist. It's not something you tell the narcissist, because you still may have this hope inside that somehow sharing how you feel will make this person alleviate your pain. This is an old habit. This is an old thought, an old hope that hasn't worked because of what happened that led to you leaving and now you having to heal yourself. So one of the things that we do in abusive relationships that keeps repeating the harm is we go for solution to the person that's causing our problems. If you are currently in a relationship like this, what I would like you to do is start breaking this habit by talking about your problems with others, not the person. In a good relationship, in a healthy relationship, you want to, of course, do the opposite and meet your challenges head on with the person that you're building this relationship with. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you may want to get another perspective from somewhere else. And if you feel bad about talking about your relationship with others because you feel this deep loyalty towards your partner, do it with yourself while you are away, physically away from this relationship. So these are some of the tips. We veered into a different territory here for a moment, but maybe this is helpful. Maybe somebody needed to hear it. So that's what you want to do. And the other thing is that if it's not giving you peace, if it's haunting you, the thought, oh my God, I just left this person and then we're living in the same town or we work in the same place. What am I going to do if I run into them? Just write some things down, okay? Write them down on a piece of paper. Think about it. Give it a lot of thought. Like, rather than dismissing it and going, okay, I'm not going to worry about it. I shouldn't be thinking about it. I shouldn't be giving this person, my attention. Some attention may be necessary in a sense that You're devising a plan of what you're going to do when you run into this person so you're not caught by surprise. And you repeat it a few times so it becomes learned. So again, it could be, I'm fine, thanks, and moving forward. Or I'm busy, things are okay. I'm just really busy. Keep going. I'm really late. Keep going. Practice this within yourself so that you have these things ready for when the time comes. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Do send your comments below. Let me know, let us know what it is that you do when you are in this situation. Maybe you have a piece of advice that we haven't thought of that was really helpful. So please do that, let us know. And again, I invite you to come join our retreat in the fall in Sicily. It's going to be amazing. The link to this video is down below and in the cards. And if you have questions about it, you can send me or Aneta an email and we will happily answer questions. So for now, wishing you a beautiful day, lots of peace on your journey, and I will see you next time.